Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland, here to live on your eyes and ears. More wondrous propaganda here today with a 1 vs 1 in the darkness of Semois. We shall be seeing the Zat fighting for the Commonwealth, fighting for the 7th Armor, the Desert Rats, taking on the Hun, the Jerry, the Kraut. It shall be Tone Diary, fighting for the Wehrmacht, fighting for the 12th SS Hitlerjugend, ready to take on Tommy and show the Britisher who's the real soldier in this fight. We are seeing what looks like a 2 Pioneer starts, none of that 4 to 5 Pioneer stuff with Grenadiers mixed up in it, no, much more conservative. In the meanwhile, we are seeing the SAT standing up with the 2nd Infantry section, slowly advancing across the road. There shall not be any frolicking around for those chaps. In the meanwhile, the intersection continues westwards, and of course the headquarters command truck moves straight towards the fuel point right there. Of course, to secure it is a pretty much no-brainer move on Semois. Secure that fuel point right next to your base. I mean, again, no huge secrets there. We are seeing a Volksgrenadier squad marching out, the first unit out for Tone Diary and the Hitlerjugend, composed mainly of troops recruited from the Hitlerjugend. They were still 18 when the fight came about. There were some drawn in when they were about 17 years old, but still, when the fight came, they were definitely not just, below that age. So just a little note for there. Anyways, we are seeing the Volksgrenadiers advancing. We are seeing points being secured down here. Brits are advancing more steadily now. I imagine we might be seeing a lieutenant out for the 2nd unit out from that headquarters command truck. Intersection advances. Volksgrenadiers take the point right here for the fatherland, for glory, for honor, and all that. Also, we did just yesterday receive some lovely new screenshots courtesy of Lynx, who was ever so kind. After, some people shout that post on Facebook 500 times, we got 2 new screenshots, and one contained a lovely little panorama with, scene with some houses burning really nicely. I mean, again, it's going to look pretty spectacular, I imagine, when we actually get to see it in movement. But there was also a second screenshot with some, slightly funny-looking Panther 4s. The color scheme was what I would describe as off. Definitely not one the Wehrmacht used. I'm not sure any other army used it. Plus, the white cross on the front was also discounted pretty much, since the Wehrmacht realized rather early on, when they did use it in the beginning of the war, the very beginning, that, it tended to mark out as a pretty huge target on their tanks. Bits going on here. Volksgrenadiers taking on the reconnaissance section up here. Could end up badly for them. In fact, there we go, although Hans goes down. And Müller there. But, I mean, there was also something else. We did see what looked like a 4-man pioneer squad for the Wehrmacht. In fact, 2 of them, so no more 2-man pioneers that sort of are peons, but actual pioneers. At least that's sort of, I would guess, from them also having backpacks with small kit, basically like these pioneers. Equipped with MP40s, possibly even have access to Panzergrenadiers for all I know. Volksgrenadiers, though, doing alright against the Tommies right there, forcing them away. Full retreat right there from the recce. But, I mean, the huge thing from those screenshots again being rather 4-man pioneer squads. It is proper pioneers, not pioneers, but actual pioneers, combat pioneers. How they actually fought. Jolly good, I would say. Could also generally mean we might no longer see units that have been made arbitrarily weak, but all troops essentially will be in some way, combat troops like they actually fought in the war. So that should really be interesting, in fact. Should be very fun, and again, I do hope we get some more information soon, but as figure again, I should share this with you as soon as possible. Go look it up on the forum or Facebook, if you will. But of course, I could post some links here and there. We are seeing the infantry section advancing, going on against the Volksgrenadiers. We are seeing a raid right there on the British base, but they are getting pushed back, not in a good condition. We are seeing a sniper out for Tone Diary as well. Continuing up here the west, these Volksgrenadiers need to get out of there. In fact, looks like Tone Diary is getting pushed back by the lads of the SAT and the Desert Rats, although the snipers are doing their best to screen the sniper there, although down to 2 men, and of course, again, you don't want a reconnaissance section catching your Volksgrenadiers. Oh dear, if he fires off Oh, looks like he doesn't have the missions for it. Just barely. That's quite fortunate for Visat. I mean, Tone Diary. Otherwise, he just lost the Volksgrenadier squad right there on the spot, which is usually not what you want. We are meanwhile seeing Tone Diary laying down mines. Lovely to see. Flamethrower Pioneers also ready. And we are seeing a field support truck advancing, probably trying to secure that, but rather realizing the driver now has to turn about. Quite upset about that, I imagine. He just prepared himself for a picnic. Anyways, we're seeing a slit trench going down here. Could be a picnic there instead. Quite a bit of manpower being floated again. That's sort of one of the things that can happen as the Brits, while you're moving about your trucks, you do end up with a huge surplus of manpower. But again, that's also why you occasionally leg down emplacements, so that way you can also spend it instead of floating. And of course, emplacement as the British, while I'm not saying you should fully rely on them, they can do you quite a favor if you know how to place them. Machine gun emplacement here, mortar emplacement there, or a casualty clearing station right over there. We are seeing the Volksgrenadiers advancing, sniper moving up, trench, Larry sticking his head up, and there we go, sniper opening up and missing. Come on, Helmut, I know you can do it. I mean, they're not even moving. I mean, they're perfectly positioned. Oh, he misses. Wait, there we go. Shot right through the head. A lovely shot. Pioneers in the meanwhile sort of fortifying the center, getting pushed away though in the north by the Recce lads. And there we go, sitting ready to ambush the escaping Tommies. Very nicely right there by Tone Diary. Oh, we're seeing two snipers up for Tone Diary. A 2 sniper start. That way he's trying to sort of lay on the attrition rather heavily on this sat. But we are seeing a Bren carrier arriving at the same time. Interesting, he dropped the infantry section. Goes for a Bren. The Bren of Doom. The Bren of Brens. The Bren carrier. Of course, part of the larger Universal Carrier series. There's also the much larger Lloyd carrier. Essentially, for example, this one is also used for reconnaissance purpose, but also used for towing things. Also used a bit for an assault. I mean, there was also in fact a Canadian variant of this, which was called the Wasp because it had a flamethrower in it. And there's quite a few variants of this, and of course the Germans even used some. In fact, they even modified some to be Panzerjägers. I believe the 3rd Panzer Division had those, equipped with Panzerschecks. They were actually used. Quite interesting little concept. We are seeing the Germans advancing across there. Pioneer Force supported by Volksgrenadiers going in against the Bren carrier. No. Vic has machine gun for the Bren, quite interesting enough. Going for the cutoff point right there. Bissard also moving in towards the north. Not going to be stopped right there by those damn Jerrys. Moving right in, charging ahead. And we are, I believe, what is this? A reconnaissance section. Oh dear, Bissard is on a sniper hunt. That cheeky fellow, but he might be losing, in fact, his Bren carrier, but he's forced to reinforce. And there we go, going in against the sniper. Will we see a recon? No, the sniper gets away. Oh, Bren carrier lost, and he might be losing a recon section. Absolutely nasty losses right there for Visat. Ow, dear, and he didn't even get the sniper. Oh dear, and the Pioneers got them. Good job, men. Good job for Harry over there. Lieutenant Wilkeshire left to witness the horror right in front of his eyes as his captain now escapes as well. Not really looking good for Visat. We are seeing a Stuart light tank on the way, though that could definitely help, but we are going to need a replacement infantry section, I'm pretty sure, out there for Visat very soon. In the meanwhile, Krieg Barracks is up for Tone Diary and the 12th SS. However, shall this work out? I don't know, but Visat is floating an awful lot of resources. What could he be planning? What could he be mulling about in that vicious little head of his? I do not know, but we are seeing a Stuart light tank arriving, taking on the Pioneers. If it could hit them, come on. There we go, Pioneer down. And we are seeing a sniper, but he's not really the sort of thing you usually try to take on a light tank. Oh, Pioneer squad down. Tone Diary was not fast enough. Sniper fire on in the west, as they are supporting a small Pioneer advance. Volksgrenadiers moving up as well. Recce section pushed out. He's cancelled again the infantry section. He's not very fond of his infantry, but he's getting an armor command truck. This could prove to be a slightly more nasty surprise. Of course, also a pretty vicious rush for armor, in fact, from Visat. And meanwhile, the Stuart advances into town. Possibly planning to go to town on the Hun. pack arriving. Panzergrenadiers could be trying to take on the Stuart, but of course there's also that field support truck, and the pack might just decide that's going to be a tempting target. There we go, Stuart opening up. Can't really hit the Hun. Retreating into a building in the hopes of surviving the British storm. Let's in fact go look at Tone Diary. Grenadiers arriving, Panzergrenadiers in hand. They're there to hunt the Stuart. How shall this go? In the meanwhile, we are seeing some light skirmishing here. Captain being forced away. No match for 5 Volksgrenadiers with an itchy trigger finger. And there we go, the pack blasting away at the field support truck. The field support truck driver rather realizing this was not the time to be drinking tea. We are seeing a casualty cleaning station up for the Saturn Knights, although I suppose a bit closer to the front might have been a wee bit better. There we go, reconnaissance section. Oh dear, this Tone Diary's forces are a bit exposed. We are seeing additional Grenadiers though rushing in. Pack spotted. Sniper though could get sniped by the recce chaps. Will they get off the marksman shot? Yes! Oh dear. Poor Heinrich. He was a good sniper but no more. Now he's a dead sniper. Which rather happens to be a marksman hallmark of a less good sniper. So he wasn't that good. Pack firing away though. Recce section forced away. Stuart moving in though being barred by the Grenadiers. And that field support truck is in a lot of trouble. We are seeing the armor command truck, but it is awfully exposed. I mean, it's the sort of thing you could hit from the other side of the river. I mean, come on, Missat. We actually want him to hit it. We are seeing... Oh dear, this field support truck is going to be a bonfire. There we go. We are seeing the Stuart advancing, being supported by lieutenants. A bit too top heavy this force. Not enough boots on the ground. Definitely not enough. Volksgrenadiers going in for the point. Stuart might be dealing with that. Grenadiers opening up. And my command truck is in a lot of trouble. Come on, Missat, react, react. You're definitely losing much too quickly. And a second pack ready. Volksgrenadiers here coming under heavy fire with Stuart. No cannons to round if he has those. But there we go. We're seeing a staghound out for this Sat. So there will definitely not be any Cromwell command tanks for the Desert Rats. These Volksgrenadiers are in a slight trouble though. The Stuart continues. Does not give up. Going for the points. They're hoping to delay. Tone Diary. Oh dear, this could be the end for Tone Diary's Volksgrenadier squad right there.
We have lost a unit.
Yes, indeed, a bit unfortunate right there. He should have retreated earlier. Staghound though continuing now with a 50 caliber machine gun mounted on top.
Clear the breach and get ready to prepare for duty.
Ready to riddle German soldiers with bullets.
Attention. The enemy advances.
More Panzergrenadiers, of course, expecting the inevitable armor push. Imagine we might see another truck again, though I really do think the Sat needs some infantry, boots on the ground, some lads, some Tommies, some good fighting soldiers to fight in the streets and the beaches and all that. And meanwhile, the Grenadiers are pushing on, much stronger infantry force, although the Stuart and the Staghound are proving to be a bit of an issue right here on the flank. Pioneers coming under heavy fire. Recce section getting shot up. Mine went off due to the reconnaissance section spotting it. And we are seeing British armor trying to catch that sniper. Not quite any luck though. Grenadiers under heavy fire. Medics moving in. Stuart did not make it. But now a monument to Visat's armor preservation skills. And a bonfire for the German Grenadiers to warm themselves on this cold, cold night. But what is this? The skies are pierced as the Commando glider appears and Commandos pop up, strangely enough. Going after the Pioneers, sorting them out in seconds. Grenadiers could also... Oh dear! Grenadiers could... Oh dear! An absolute rush out of this blue. Going all Commando on Tone Diary's Grenadiers' asses. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This was definitely not the thing that Town Diary had expected. A complete and utter successful raid, causing disarray in his lines. Grenadiers going down. Although the stack count could in fact be going down. Although so good these folks, if they're not careful. Too much fire, too much fire. Now of course I suppose for starts floating resources comes to advantage.
Gun loaded and ready, my
Pack trying to turn about, but this could... Oh dear, the 50 caliber could turn it down. Main gun destroyed by the 50... The 50 caliber gets the crew. But the Panzerfaust gets the Staghound. And then meanwhile, of course, using the complete chaos caused by the Commandos, he now switches towards the eastern flank again. Oh, more Commandos dropping in. This time behind Hun lines.
We are losing territory.
Veterancy out for Tone Diary's troops. No doctrine as of yet. I mean, floating 5 command points, not necessarily the best thing. Volksguns could be running into a wall of Stens. There we go. No, the Commandos have found their prey. Their target to assassinate. Mission: kill the sniper. And there we go. The mission of the Commandos, entrusted by Churchill himself. Not probably all that. Still a victory. As now Tone Diary has lost both his snipers, a Grenadier squad and a Volksgrenadier squad in rather short succession. This is definitely what the Sat needs after having suffered such heavy losses amongst the truck drivers, causing a problem with the Union even. And of course now several commanders could be a problem. They are definitely strong troops, although again does mean you should still be a bit careful. I mean, a Grenadier squad with an LMG-42 could in fact quickly turn those submachine gun toting fellows into mush if they try to charge those chaps. So a bit of weak quiet as the 12th SS Panzer Division tries to rally its Panzergrenadiers for another assault. And the Commandos now supporting the Desert Rats get ready to move forwards once more. A rather large force, 12 Commandos, 12 Sten guns, each ready to drop a Jerry and a second flat. Clearly Duffy here instructing on mine clearing. Stand as close to a lat so you can really hit it. Though thankfully they didn't stand too close. They do realise Duffy is a bit full of shite. Well, we are seeing MP40s being equipped, but still, infantry will be needed. A Sturmhaubitze, though, gets called in. Will there be veterancy for it? That would be a nice move by Tone Diary. But that could definitely be a... Oh, mine goes off. Commandos down. And Pioneers wiped out. Less good. 2 Staghounds could take on a Stu if they hit it correct. Oh, Commandos getting MG'd and... Howitzered. Grenade against the MG-42, though, clearing up 2 gunners. Hiccups, no. Flamethrower Pioneers moving against the officers of the 7th Armored. Wiltshire taking them on. Although he has realised he's a bit too flammable to succeed in that mission. Or is he? We are seeing Volksguns moving in with the MP40s. And the lieutenant decides he is not a swimmer and decides to get out of there. Staghound takes on. Oh dear, comes under 5 from the pack. And another Staghound goes up in flames. But a memory past of the British Empire. Tries to take on the other pack, but Grenadiers coming in with a Panzerschreck. Stu-42 does a bit of damage. Visat utterly caught up in the idea of clearing out the pack. Has oh dear, and Visat does not recruit the other pack. That could be a huge advantage if Visat goes for it. MG-42 in trouble as well. The 7th Armored Rats has suddenly out-ratted the Hun. Wait a minute, that doesn't make much sense. Never mind, still. Being a bit wily right there. The Commando's definitely helping. Casualty station could probably be used to heal the lieutenant right there. Would be a good move.
Volt squad here.
No additional infantry replacements, although we are now seeing veterancy free for the infantry. But again, Tone Diary is needing a bit of infantry. He could also, of course, use his pioneers. What are left has not been put to the ground to actually salvage the Stuart, the Staghounds, the gliders for munitions. I mean, that's actually quite a bit to regain there. He could begin then getting stormtroopers with assault rifles or Panzergrenadiers or whatever he so desires in his little heart. Then again, that requires these pioneers to actually make it home to the fatherland. They were not. They were ended.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Oh, casualty accusation went up, but the lieutenant was healed. Cromwell should hopefully be on the way to assist. Or the Tommy might be in a slight issue regarding firepower discrepancies between the two sides. Instead, we're seeing a field support truck. Not entirely sure that's what needed as of yet, although it could mean sappers. Sappy sappers. We're seeing additional grenadiers, although no stormtroopers. Kein Stoßtruppen. But there we go, the Cromwell tank has arrived. Ready to take on the Stu 42 and bury it. Meanwhile, the commandos are advancing across the lakeside. And there we go, Volksgrenadiers caught out in the open. Coming under heavy submachine gun fire, the Volksgrenadiers quickly retreat down the street. Let's go look at the Sat once more. Oh, Commandos hit a mine, suffering tragic heavy losses. 4 man down to 1 mine. That's definitely good economy. Headquarters command truck coming under heavy fire from Tone Diary. Cromwell doing its best. Grenadiers. The rest. Pack spotted. Could they be trying to recruit? No, they're coming under heavy fire. Pretty viciously heavy fire. But there we go. Stu 42 getting outflanked. Cromwell trying to squish the Grenadiers. Grenadiers, in fact, taking heavy damage. They're not quite dying, though, due to their veterancy free health bonus. Though they should be careful. And there we go. Commandos joining in. This could be the end of the Grenadiers. Particularly since the Cromwell's being a bit of an ass. Sort of keeping them pinned to the river lake. Oh, he dual equipped the Panzergrenadiers and dropped one. Oh dear, Commanders with the Panzergrenadier tends to spell nightmare. More Grenadiers are arriving. Headquarters command truck is down, so the 7th Armoured are a bit headless at the moment. Grenadiers appearing. Stu 42 blasting. Oh! But the Stu went down. Stu is down. Losses innumerable, but sappers are ready to repair the Cromwell if they can get to safety without the Grenadiers turning it into another burnt out hulk of the British Empire. Come on, sappers, do your bloody job. Oh dear, there's a huge gap in the base defences thanks to Mr. Cromwell.
Forward supply lines are broken.
So there, the commanders nearby to reinforce. Come on, call in that truck, do something, mate. Come on, Miss Sart. You're being a bit too un-British. Commanders doing what they can, and there we go. The Grenadiers run right in front of the. Oh, they miss. The Grenadiers miss. They get the main gun, but they are being pushed back. Ow. Going for the cutoff point once more. Daring job by the Hun, by Tone Diary's elite Volksgrenadiers, if you can ever call them that, although some definitely did fight well. Panzer Command now going up. He's escaping the Sturm Armory. He's going for the heavy stuff. Expert repairs could be an idea to get for your sappers. It could also be an idea to either move this field support truck or the armor command truck over to this munitions point. Perhaps, you know, get some more munitions that way. Would definitely benefit you. Not entirely sure what he's doing right now. Seems a bit haphazard. Tone Diary, though, seems to be establishing a series of outposts manned by MG-42s in the lone buildings. Not necessarily the best policy without additional support by mines, or at least some additional infantry would be the key. But I suppose against less numerous and agile opponent like the British, it could work a bit better. Grenadiers holding up different posts. Still no attempt at salvaging all that stuff. Come on, Tone Diary. This is a war. You need to gather everything for the Reich. These Volksgunners could be running into a bit of a Commando flavoured surprise. There we go, advancing. Sten guns blazing away. Panzergrenadiers. Oh, gets Heinrich. Gets Helmut. Gets Müller. Oh dear. And the Commandos pop smoke. Aiming to get past, perhaps even close. Oh, the MG42 has to relocate. Commander, sort that out. Grenadiers still moving in. No anti-infantry firepower again, and LMG is surprisingly effective against Commandos. MP40s though out in there. Dense firepower as the Commandos move in. We could be seeing a grenade falling. Yes, from the Grenadiers we see a grenade actually. Cromwell advances, opening up. Not a lot going on for Versat again, floating a bit of resources. Come on, Versat, spend, spend. We are seeing grenades. Panzergrenadiers hammering the Cromwell balls with grenades. Oh dear, that actually didn't do much of those Grenadiers. Will there be additional Commandos? Or what will there be from Versat? Oh dear, Grenadier down. Grenadiers sind töten. Oh, it's the Volksgrenadiers' turn to get hammered. With a 75mm high explosive shell, Commando slightly running up. Lighter work on the western flank again. Might be needed to either get perhaps another Cromwell or something else. Don't float. And we are seeing Panthers now arriving for Tone Diary. This is Panzerkampfwagen 5 from the Panzer Battalion of the 12th SS. Sneaking through the streets. No Panzer as of yet though for them. And there we go, Panther rushing in. No veterancy still for Tone Diary, but there we go, Panzergrenadiers being turned against its own, forcing the Panther away quickly while additional Grenadiers are rushing in. Dual Panzergrenadiers again, not necessarily the best thing against infantry. But we are seeing a few grenades. Commanders are taking heavy losses from the Panther, forcing the Commanders indefinitely away. Further action up here. Commanders trying to take on the MG42 there, while the recon chaps going in for the victory point, trying to delay the loss right there being incurred by Tone Diary holding most of the map. We are finally seeing some veterans out for Tone Diary's Panthers. Grenadiers continue getting heavily suppressed, and we are seeing a additional Cromwell. Sappers clearing up the Grenadiers. Sappers not really being bad infantry, they just can't get, you know, additional infantry and firepower suppose except the Pier, which is not necessarily good against infantry. Still they fight about as well as regular British infantry. And I suppose could be considered the sort of first incident to how sort of new builder units will be working in company views too, you know, 4-man squads without, you know, additional heavier firepower upgrades. Panther though running into a problem. Cromwell fire and of course Panzerschreck. Main gun destroyed, but the expert sappers are still repairing. Commanders trying to get off that one Panzer. There we go. Panther out of control, crashing into the leg side, and the Grenadiers holding out desperately, but they can't quite hit the Cromwell, which can on the other hand quite hit them, thanks to the tank commander upgrade. We are losing now an Ostwind arriving. Commandos definitely need to get away. Get home, lads. You've got nothing to do here. Might be a bit too late, though. Might be a bit too late. Oh dear, yes indeed.
Being flooded with Kazrams at the moment.
They have done their last Commando raid. Versat needs to break out quickly. He needs to inflict some fresh casualties on the Hun. Although knocking out a Panther is no small feat,
Germans are seizing
in
territory.
particular when you're using Cromwells and a Panzergrenadiers. Still no attempt at recrewing those anti-tank guns.
We've got no anti-armor weapons!
Ostwind arriving, Cromwells need to deal with it before the commandos go tits up. And there we go. Mighty Cromwell arriving to deal with the less mighty Ostwind. And we are seeing a bit of flank speed. Panzergrenadiers though misses by a wide margin. This Ostwind is not going to have a happy ending to this fight. And there we go, Ostwind out of control.
NCA reporting they have destroyed a German target.
Grenadiers running into a bit of problem with a Cromwell on the western flank. We might be seeing an additional Cromwell out for the British. Much more heavier armor. Now we just need some infantry to push the advantage, take some points.
Waiting further orders.
Well, what is this? 101st Schwerer Panzerabteilung SS sending in a Tiger to assist the 12th. This could definitely prove to be a problem, to put it mildly. Meanwhile, Grenadiers are holding up the Cromwells. Sappers repairing. Commandos adding in with some grenades. Tiger though moving in with very little support. Not really advisable for Tondari, but let's go have a look at him. Not a lot of units left for Tondari. Not a lot left. Reconnaissance section though, taking heavy losses. Grenadiers also taking heavy losses. And there we go, Tiger arrives. Only veterancy 1 though, could definitely use more veterancy, but still. Versus 3 Cromwells and a Panzer equipped Commando squad. And there we go, flank it, flank the Tiger. Use your flank speed and try to hit the flanks of it. We are seeing Blitzkrieg going up in a desperate attempt to increase the firepower and stop them. But of course again, Cromwells can use flank speed and try to hit the flanks. That's rather where they can do the most damage, if they actually decide to do so. In the meanwhile though, the Panzergrenadiers just continue at it. Guys moving in, again using Blitzkrieg to increase the speed. Pioneer squad down, Panzergrenadiers continue. No idea why Vissat is rather reluctant to try and hit the flanks. A fusillade of Cromwell fire bombarding the... oh, Commander squad down! Vissat's infantry has been swiftly punished. But so is Tondari's. Volksgrenadier squad utterly wiped out. He's in fact down to 3 units. One of them is a Tiger though, so I mean, he's not completely in dire straits. There we go, finally, flank speed.
We're losing a sector.
About damn time. But use all Cromwells at the same time. Oh dear, this could be a bit of a problem. Damaged engine, come on, send in that last Cromwell Vissat. Never mind, just get out of this instead. No additional infantry, no commandos, no armor. Come on, Vissat, you have a bit of a nasty habit here, floating resources. And we are seeing another Blitzkrieg. Tondari's not giving up, pushing the Tiger for what it's worth. Veterancy 2 though. Grenadiers though getting hammered as they're trying to move in. Fresh Pioneers out. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But now the Tiger's within range, opening up on the Cromwells. Flank speed, flank speed. Come on, hammer it for all it's worth. There we go, getting around the Tiger, hitting the rear armor. Cromwell down again, Vissat. All or nothing, everything or nothing. Tiger scoring another kill, but it's starting to look pretty bad. Dinged up.
Eyes on ears, children.
Units continue to secure most of the map. Tondari has been pushed back. He has suffered rather severe losses. Cromwell's getting repaired. Almost done with this one, although it can of course also be over repaired, meaning it's in fact even tougher than a regular Cromwell. We are seeing fresh commandos out. In fact, for the start, apparently he dropped in some fresh ones. Going against the Grenadiers. Oh dear, commandos taking heavy losses. Retreat, retreat. Get out of there, men. There we go, Cromwell ready. Could be an additional one on the way. Tiger getting repaired, but that's going to take some time, that's for sure.
Resources for Brits are now available.
7th Armour, though, is largely taking the map. And we're seeing a Firefly arriving, some heavier British armour.
Losing ground.
Or at least heavily armed. Which is definitely going to be a bit of a problem for that. Tiger, we're not seeing any additional infantry, though we are seeing fresh armour. Another Panther. Stormtroopers could be recommended, you know, Sturmtruppen. Schweres Infanterie. Tougher than even Grenadiers. We are seeing the Firefly on the move. Tiger almost half health. Doesn't look like he's actually over-repaired any of his Cromwells as far as I can see. That might be wrong, obviously. There we go, though. He's continuing it. Further assets pulling up to support. And a third Cromwell arriving. About actually how one British armour platoon looked, actually. That is 4 regular tanks and a Firefly, although it would usually have been 3 Cromwells and the A30 Challenger, or 3 Shermans and then a Firefly, but still about right. Commanders moving in. They have spotted their target. Panther pulls up. Firefly needs to be careful, not at the front, not at the front. And is pushed away from the flank, the center. And there we go, the assault gets pushed. Cromwell getting targeted by both German tanks. Flank speed Grenadiers getting hammered. Firefly though keeps pushing. Vissat trying to get off the armor that is not in a good condition. Tiger advances. Oh yeah, that Cromwell's not going to make it. Other getting repaired, but it's not going to be enough. Damaged engine. He waited too long. Sabres have to be careful, they could get targeted by the Tiger. Oh dear, Tiger could in fact be going down. There we go. Tiger kaput. Now it's the Panther, that's the next target, but we are seeing a pack moving up. Cromwell's off. Vissat need to deal with that quickly. I said commandos. No, instead they're running the other way. That's bloody great. Destroyed engine on the Cromwell. Panther going in against the Firefly. Firefly down. Cromwell's trying to deal with the pack. One already gone. Panther knocks out the other. Looks like a total collapse now for the British.
We defend the fatherland until death.
Unless Vissat has a secret up his sleeve. Has a plan. Getting more armor. Another Cromwell. Certainly rare you see that many Cromwells in a game.
They're losing territory.
More commandos dropping in on some more additional. We are seeing assault from the Grenadiers, but I'm not entirely sure it's going to be enough in this case. The Grenadiers are simply outgunned. Oh dear, the Tone Derby lost one Grenadier squad right there. He's down to the Panther, although he's quickly moving towards getting a Tiger more. Lieutenant down. He shall be mourned. But the British look like they have been positively had them backbone removed. They have lost too much. And that Panther is going to be a problem even for new army, in particular once that Tiger arrives. Glider down, Commando's running away. And another unit down, suspect some Grenadiers. Or some Pioneers.
Attention. The enemy
Grenadiers it was, leaving behind 2 Panzergrenadiers. Imagine if you can get, if the Sack could get that, he could pretty much turn any German tank into mush. Instead he's going to end up having his own commanders turn into that. But let us return to Versat. Losing commanders in the south to the Panther. Oh, the mighty Panther. Tiger arrives, taking on the Cromwell. Panzergrenadiers cannot be secured. Cromwell trying to escape pretty swiftly. Oh, Ricky Latz getting absolutely splattered out.
As reps show, a unit is KIA. Germans are attacking our supply lines.
More artillery in a desperate attempt to stop the Grenadiers. This time, though, they actually get out of there. Cromwell proceeds to run into the problem number 2, a Panther. With the Tiger following after pretty swiftly. Don't think that Cromwell will make it out of this alive. Damaged engine, it is indeed a goner. One more shot and I'm pretty sure that Cromwell is toast. Going to be brewed up like a kettle of tea. And there we go. Cromwell is gone. Versat is pretty much toothless. Although he has now his commanders equipped with dual Panzergrenadiers. Panther actually went down to artillery, I think. Otherwise, I'm not entirely sure what could have knocked it out. Oh, never mind. He pulled it out. That was just the other wrecked Panther. I'd forgotten about that. Commando's not moving in. Not quite feeling lucky enough to take on that. But I do think he might have actually been able to win that other battle. Had he been crewing this pack, for example, he could probably have taken out the Tiger or the Panther. But no. Seemed to have been Versat's major flaw, I think. Not really good enough in using his opponent's resources against him, which I generally always recommend to do. Commanders moving in, commanders moving out. Commanders working in the north, running into a lot of problem with Grenadiers and the grenades. And we are seeing assault against the Commandos. And the Commandos had them getting pushed away from the northern victory point as well. Very low victory points for both sides. Additional Fireflies arriving. Tone Diary and the 12th SS getting slowly drained on victory points. Commandos moving in. Grenadiers moving up. Panther arriving in the south, fine repaired by lots of Pioneers. These sappers not in a happy spot. Commanders trying to sneak in on the Tiger with the Panzergrenadiers. And oh dear, Knights Cross has arrived. The Ritterkreuz tearing through the Commandos in seconds.
Taking heavy casualties.
And the commandos here are also getting absolutely murdered, pasted out, in fact, being behind a pancake. Panther arrives to ambush the Firefly while it's busy taking on the Tiger. This is definitely the end for the Desert Rats. He might not even be able to win a victory point. Victory, I think. He's lost too much. And there we go. Firefly down, another arrives, but not entirely convinced that's going to be enough.
It's close at hand. We have us to 50 points.
Might be able to try and get them into that house, perhaps. And fresh artillery getting in as more knights cross arrive at the front.
Trying to secure one of our sectors.
Or is that perhaps just decoy? It is decoy indeed.
25 points. Get moving or we're finished. Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
And there we go. A loss to the 7th Armoured, a victory to the 12th. And of course, I mean, what can we learn from this fight? I rather think this one was actually decided right over here with that Tiger, when the Sart was not able to get it, and he probably again could have done so, and he perhaps just used his samples or something else to recruit that pack and turn it against his opponent. Otherwise, the Sart was a bit incautious with the placement of his trucks, which actually rather lost him some again. Not really good either. And well, I think he had a bit of a nasty habit of floating resources at times he shouldn't have. I mean, other than Tundra, he probably could have benefited from an LMG-42 or some stormtroopers to take on those commandos. He might have been won earlier because of that. Ostwind might again have been better with a Panzer IV. But there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends. And if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.